Indicting currently a lead candidate against the U.S. president. That is not the stuff of the United States of America. That is the stuff of Banana Republic.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. We told you there'd be a lot of wood to chop, so buckle up for 2024. It's going to be a wild ride, and one of the most surprising people inside of the race has been a dude named Vivek Ramaswamy, a guy who made his bones, sold his company, got a little bit of cash, and said, you know what, I'm going to run for president because I hate woke capital. I'm going to change the game. And dude has actually changed the game. Look at this. Look at these polls. Donald Trump walking away with it right now in the 2024 Republican primary. But check this out. This was updated a couple days ago. Ron DeSantis getting 22%, Donald Trump getting 56%, Mike Pence 7%, LOL. And then Vivek Ramaswamy in a three-way tie for fourth place with career politician hack Nikki Haley and Tim Scott. Vivek Ramaswamy polling better than announced candidates Chris Christie, Asa Hutchinson, again, career scum, and some of the Greg Abbott, Kristi Noem, those they haven't announced. Liz Cheney, they haven't announced. Vivek Ramaswamy polling in at 3%. That is huge for a dude who has never held elected office. Wild. Why? That's a great question. Why? Why is Vivek doing so well? I would argue that part of the reason why Vivek is doing so well is because he is willing to walk in the lion's den, and he is willing to actually call these people out on their bull. And he did that this weekend on CNN. In an absolute bombshell interview that you deserve to watch as it pertains to Donald Trump and as it pertains to the injustice that is being done against him. He is the one who went on CNN's airwaves and looked them in the face and actually said, what are you people doing? How dare you call yourselves journalists? It was amazing. I'm surprised they didn't throw him off the set. Check it out.
As you know, when an indictment in order to get an indictment, it has to be approved by a grand jury.
What they taught us in law school is that you can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich.
Just on principle, do you think it would be a mistake for the Republican Party to nominate somebody who is facing serious federal criminal charges?
Look, I'm in this race to win this race because I think we need to move forward as a country. I think we go forward with the agenda if we're grounded in first principles and moral authority. That's why I'm in this race. But that's not for you or I, or certainly the Federal Administrative Police State to decide. That's for the people of this country to decide.
Federal Administrative Police State? That's pretty strong.
That's exactly what's at work here, right? You have a federal administrative state. The police arm of that state is, for the first time in U.S. history, not only indicting a former president, but indicting currently a lead candidate against the U.S. president. That is not the stuff of the United States of America. That is the stuff of banana republics. Wow. And if there was ever going to be a case brought against a lead political rival for a sitting U.S. president, it better be locked down and airtight, not an indictment that fails to mention the most relevant statute that's actually at issue.
Yeah, well, it is, obviously, as you said, it is unprecedented. I should say that there have been democracies that have prosecuted, put criminal prosecution of former leaders because those times have been so extraordinary.
And here in the middle of an election.
And this obviously is very extraordinary.
I disagree with the allegations. I just think I do not believe those allegations because of, I think, the intellectual dishonesty in that indictment. So I think the federal court is actually, I think, based on the precedent of the Clinton sock drawer case, where effectively Judge Jackson said that it is at the president's, her language, not mine, sole discretion as to what is and is not covered as a presidential record. I think the court will acquit him. But that's beside the point of the judgment that President Biden made. And if Trump's judgment was bad, President Biden's judgment is worse for actually bringing a prosecution. He should have done what Trump did.
President Biden didn't bring a prosecution.
The Department of Justice reports into the President of the United States. And so this is a fig leaf, which is why I think the media needs to get to the bottom of this.
But there's no evidence. There's absolutely no evidence, unless you can show me some, that President Biden has had anything to do with this prosecution. That's why he put two layers in between with
due respect, I think it is shameful that I, as a competitor to President Trump in this race, have to ask questions that the media isn't asking. The job of the political media, if it has one job, is to hold the U.S. government accountable.
Yes, we know that.
And instead, we're doing the bidding. You're seeing the media doing the bidding of the U.S. government.
No.
Ask the question. Get to the bottom of what Biden told Garland and what Garland told Jack Smith. If the same shoe fit the other foot, you would not take their word at face value. Do not take their word now. Get to the bottom of it. Let's actually restore journalism in this country. That's what's actually missing, is getting to the truth.
Okay. Thank you for that. We are absolutely asking these questions.
Good.
And we know how to be good journalists because we do it every single day. Last question is, on the fundamentals, do you believe that Donald Trump should be above the law, or should he be held to the same standard as every citizen in this country?
Every citizen in this country is held and should be held to the same standard. That includes Joe Biden. That includes Hillary Clinton. That includes Mike Pence. That includes me. That includes every citizen across this country. What we're seeing here, though, is a selective prosecution. And there's a difference between Donald Trump when he left office as president versus Joe Biden, who is a U.S. senator, or Hillary Clinton, who's a secretary of state, none of whom are covered by the Presidential Records Act.
Couldn't it be true that it's not so much as a selective prosecution? It's just that the allegations of what Donald Trump did is just different and allegedly much more egregious than what we've seen anywhere else?
There are a few things that are just different about the presidency, and we have to accept that we have this as law in this country, Dana. And if you don't like the law, we should change the law. But the law says there's a Presidential Records Act that specifically gives U.S. presidents jurisdiction and authority over deciding what is and isn't a presidential record. And executive orders bind the rest of the country. That's the classification scheme. They don't bind the U.S. president. Again, these are questions for the courts. So I'm not substituting my opinion for the judgment of the court.
Right.
But I'm saying the fact that those distinctions did not even appear in this indictment, to me, reek of politicization, which is why I am deeply skeptical of the face value claim that the White House wasn't involved. That's what I want to get to the bottom of.
Yo, you can see there in that interview that they can't come at Vivek. He's good. He's smooth. He's fast. He's sharp. And he calls these people out to their faces. And good on him. He went in the lion's den. He also had one of the strongest statements when Donald Trump indictment was announced last Thursday. We can't have a two-tier justice system. One for Trump, one for Biden, one for Assange, one for Manning, one for BLM and Antifa, another for peaceful protesters on January 6th. Hot fire, dude. I never thought we'd see the day where the U.S. president deputized the DOJ to arrest his lead rival in the middle of an election. Obama shamefully tried to deputize the FBI to infiltrate Trump's 2016 campaign, but they were leaving nothing to chance this time. The federal police state is outright arresting Trump. Boom. Sharp. Fast. Quick. Strong statement. There's a serious legal question about the president's power to declassify documents and the potential legality over the overclassification of federal documents in the first place. That's for the courts to decide. But we, the people, decide who governs this nation. It would be much easier for me to win this election if Trump weren't in the race. But I stand for principles over politics. I commit to pardon Trump promptly and restore the rule of law. Vivek Ramaswamy getting hella retweets for this, 70,000 likes. Yo, this is changing of the guard. And this is how you win. Vivek doing God's work here. We're very excited to be doing some work with Vivek. We're going to be doing a town hall with him. I think it'll be fun. I'm going to go moderate a town hall with him, ask questions. We're going to talk about fentanyl, drugs, and the chaos and rot, the inner cities. We're going to be doing that in Pennsylvania. If you're around the Philadelphia area, check it out. This is the information. We'll do a link in the description. Come see us. I think it's a cool time. It's really neat. Not endorsement, but I think he's a rad dude, and I think there's a lot of young energy in the movement. And it's time for us to start looking around and saying, wait a second, like, is there even going to be an America once these old cretins get done destroying it? Klaus Schwab, George Soros, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, these people won't be around in 3 years. So why are we letting them destroy our lives now? We will. Let's do something about it. You can do something about it by liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. See ya.